The reason why I started Strength Camp is because I couldn't get my wife pregnant. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your favorite coach, Coach Alex, owner of Strength Camp Toronto. And today we are celebrating 7 years of Strength Camp. That is 7 years of helping people get stronger, 7 years of helping people get healthier, and 7 years of helping people get happier. And it all started because I couldn't get my wife pregnant. So today, I actually want to share the story of why I started Strength Camp. Now, me and my wife, we're married, okay? We're having fun. It was probably one of the happiest times in my life. But also, we wanted to start a family, okay? We were really important. I always saw myself as being a dad. My wife always saw herself as being a mom. However, we tried for 4 years to get pregnant, and it didn't happen. We talked to our doctors. They couldn't explain why. We tried to do IVF. Back then, it was like 20 grand just to try. There was no guaranteed. So we had to come to a realization that we were never going to be parents. For anyone who had to go through that, you have to understand that is a very, very hard pill to swallow. And you have to convince yourself that you're okay with not being a parent when deep down inside you know you really want to be a parent. After coming to that realization that we won't be parents, there was a void. There was a void in me. And at the time, I'm working a corporate job, right? I'm bilingual as well. I was making great money, and I'm making all this money to save up for a family, and it's not going to happen. I said to myself, and I'm speaking to my wife now, her name is Leslie, and I'm speaking to Leslie, and I tell her, I said, you know what, Leslie, I like my job, I make great money, but I feel like I can add more to society. I can add more value to society than just working a 9 to 5. So I told my wife, like, I'm gonna do a little bit of soul searching and I'm gonna figure out what I wanna do, because at this time I did not know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I could do more. Then something happened. I heard a question that changed everything. The question was, if you were going to die tomorrow, what would your tomorrow look like? And if I heard questions like that, I kind of would just brush it off. But now I'm doing soul searching. I'm trying to figure out what else I can do with my life. So I said to myself, let me answer that question. Let me take that question seriously and let me answer it. What would I do? If I was going to die tomorrow, what would I do? So I paused for a moment. I thought about it. And the first thing I said was, if I was to die tomorrow, the first thing I would do is probably get a workout. And I remember stopping just like that, being like, what? You're gonna go work out? Most people say they go to Vegas, Miami, they go do partying, whatever. And the first thing I said was I was gonna go work out. So I remember to myself, I said, I'm gonna explore that. Why did I say that? Why did you say training? There's something about fitness or training that you need to look into, Alex. I'm talking to myself. You gotta look into. And, I would say about a week passed by, and I keep having this thought about, becoming a personal trainer and opening up a gym. And this thought keeps consuming my mind to one point where I say to my wife, we're sitting there, we're watching TV, and out of nowhere, I tell her, I go, Leslie, I'm gonna open up a gym. And she kind of looked at me like, what are you talking about? And I said, babe, no, I'm gonna open up a gym. And I'm gonna open up this big gym that's gonna help people. And I'm gonna do all this thing. And this is what I wanna do. And she's like, you for real? And I'm like, yeah, I'm for real. And she goes, okay, so do it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go quit my job tomorrow. And that's what I did. I went into work, I gave them my 2 weeks notice, and then I left just like that. So I went, and I knew when starting a gym, I didn't want to just jump into everything. I wanted to get obviously some knowledge and some certification and all that. So I went back to school. I went to Sheridan College and I took the fitness leadership program. And I was there for the first 3 months. And after doing that for 3 months, my wife gets pregnant, just like that. So now I'm like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I believe that God spoke to me in that, and He told me that this is what I'm supposed to do. And ever since then, every step I took, every decision I made has led me up to this point right now of training people, opening up a gym, and giving back to my community, because I realized this was my calling. God wanted me to recognize that. And that's why I started Strength Camp.